So, the British player is kind of back in the game.
Of a grateful fatherland
Still,
honor and blood.
not really bringing much to it. The American player gets a new anti-tank gun, which is kind of a waste. He could have just recrewed this one. It's almost at full health. And the Panzer Elite player now has a Hetzer, which means that he is tank hunters. So it looks like, as far as doctrines go, I'm not sure what the American player is. I don't know if he's built anything that would give that away yet. Let's see which one's the American player. The British player is Royal Artillery, if I'm mistaken. The American player is Infantry Company. The American player is Infantry Company. We haven't seen any Rangers yet, but those will probably be showing up. Buff Butler is Terror, so I guess he's saving up right now. He only needs one more point till he can get his Tiger, which would be pretty nice right now. This Hetzer needs to get out of here before it gets sticky bombed, killed by this anti-tank gun.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
But the Panzer Elite player is tank hunters. And now Buff Butler has Veteran C3, Veteran C3 infantry, which is going to be pretty difficult for the American player to deal with, and the British player. I really used to say Americans because British players not got much right now. So the Allies are a little bit ahead in terms of territory, but right now the Axis have 2 strategic points. And like I said earlier, a lot of the times in 2-player games, and especially true in 3 and 4-player games, it comes down to strategic points. And so you always want to try and get to strategic points. And the thing I've noticed about strategic points is that nobody pays attention to strategic points. Not nobody, but a sniper just got killed there. That was a pretty good move. People tend not to pay attention to strategic points until it's down to like 100. So we got Piats here. 2 squads of Piats on these sappers. Kind of questionable, because the enemy doesn't really have that many tanks. Still haven't seen any rifle grenades from the rifle grenades. Again, would just destroy all these guys in covers. I really like rifle grenades. I'm not sure why the guy's not building them. These Piats getting slowed here. Piats got nerfed a lot in a patch, so they're not really that good against infantry anymore. So he really needs to get some support. But this whole area is getting flanked. 3 riflemen are probably not going to be able to save this AT gun. So, but we got more riflemen coming. We got the Stuart. No canister shot from the Stuart. Maybe he's just waiting for it. The British player's got a captain in this house. I think that's kind of a stupid idea. And he also has a mine here. I prefer, if you're going to put a captain somewhere, just dig a trench for him. Because if he's in this house, it's just, I think that's too vulnerable. So this American sniper's in the middle of the road for some reason, and I'm pretty sure he's going to die. Yeah, he dies. Let's see here. 2 sticky bombs on this Hetzer. Still might make it out of there. That Hetzer gets taken out by the AT gun, or maybe a Piat. I didn't see what actually did it. But the German player's got this area pretty well fortified. He's got 2 machine guns and 2 AT guns, so I don't think any American armor is going to head its way up there. But we got the Tiger now. And still tier 2 for the Germans though, for the Wehrmacht. But we've got a Tiger now, and that's gonna be pretty good. I would like to
Losing
see some
territory.
more
Veteran
grenadiers,
seek
though, to help. Oh, no, they're all up here.
Machine gun unit ready.
So he's okay.
Machine gun ready.
And he also has Veterancy 1 for the Tiger.
We have territory out of supply.
But the problem is that the Allied players got 2 anti-tank guns here. And all these squads of, now he's building a 17-pounder. Which is a little bit of overkill, I think. I think maybe a 25-pounder would be a better choice. Because, I mean, if these 2 AT guns can't stop it. And he's got 3 squads of Sapper Piets and 2 AT guns here. You know, like, I think they're good on AT, at least for the moment. Especially with sticky bombs. But either way, he needs to cancel this, because he's not going to finish, yeah. So, I think a P would be, a 25-pounder would be a better choice.
Machine gun is at battle. We're under fire.
Now, these sappers, they shouldn't be doing this. They shouldn't be running up here. Sappers have an ability where they can stealth, and they can ambush tanks, and that's probably what he'd done. If he had hidden over here, like in these bushes or these bushes, and waited for the Tiger, the Hetzers, to drive up, and then shot a bunch of Piets at him, he might have taken some out, but you can't just run up there. But anyway, we got Rangers on the field now. I don't know if they have their Thompsons yet. They do have their Thompsons. So these Wehr infantry need to get out of there. We've got some pretty good veterancy on the American side. If these Rangers shouldn't stop in this road. They need to keep running.
Veterans engaged.
Yeah, Rangers have really bad accuracy with these bazookas, so they should have ran behind this Hetzer and like hid behind these boxes. But we got a shitload of Piets here, which I don't know why he's shooting at the Hetzer. He should be shooting at this Tiger. We got veterancy 2 on this Tiger though. Again, you see this captain's in this house. He's almost dead. So
Now have assault capability.
it's not so great. I don't think the British. Okay, the British player has his 3rd truck on the field, but he hasn't built anything from it yet. So we're not gonna have any Fireflies or anything, which could be pretty useful. These Piet guys, I don't know what they think they're doing. Really, the British player needs an LT. If he had an LT, that would make a huge difference. I've noticed that a lot. British players, a lot of times, they'll get the LT at the beginning because they have to. Oh, there's the LT. Great. But he still has the little follow thing on, and that's dumb. But people will get an LT because they have to. And then the LT will die, and they just won't build a new one because it's not required for tech anymore. And you should always build the LT. Okay, again with this. This guy's trying to. How many times are you gonna have this AT gun destroyed before you realize you don't? A, you don't need that 17-pounder, and B, you can't just build it in the middle of the road and expect the enemy to try and not stop you. So the American player's building more AT guns. Still no tank depot yet. Which I think is kind of questionable. We got grenades, assault grenades thrown here. Took those guys out. More grenades. But these Americans are double vet, and they need to retreat out of there before they get killed. How many squads of rifles does the American player have, I wonder? The American player only has 3 squads of rifles. So he needs to build some more rifles. He might be saving up to get another squad of Rangers, but he needs more just rifles right now. He needs more bodies. Because really, if you look at it, the Axis side doesn't have. Well, now they have this Panzer IV, but they just need more bodies right now. So we got this Staghound armored car, which is I don't know why he's just cruising over here. Like, why would you drive your armored car command vehicle that you need to make Fireflies, which are your good tank, into a giant cloud of Panzer infantry, especially when you know they have a Tiger and at least one Hetzer. So the Tiger almost one-shots this Staghound, takes it from half health to about 0. And yeah, these Rangers, not really that useful. This Tiger's just gonna be killing everything. I think if the American player had if they had either Shermans or M10s or something, it's really hard to kill Tigers with infantry unless you can just throw like 17 sticky bombs at it, because the Tiger's gun has such a good AoE that it kills infantry. Like, all the Tiger has to do is drive backwards and shoot. And even like this AT gun is not gonna... Even though the Tiger's really good against vehicles, you really need at least some vehicles usually in your part of your strategy to deal with it. So I'm pretty positive these guys are going to take out this AT gun. But actually, oh no, these Rangers just got fucked up. And again, people are talking about the third. Rangers are so expensive. Again, this guy's got his captain in this building. I'm not sure why. It's getting pounded by these Nurble-Werfers right here. We got the Bergen Tiger here. And that should probably drive over here and help fix this Panther, or this Tiger. So let's see, where did that come from? Did the British player build a 25-pounder? Oh, the American player built a howitzer. That's a pretty questionable decision. When you're already that low on manpower. Oh, these are all repair bunkers? That's pretty funny. I don't know if you've seen it yet in the campaign or anything, but there's 3 types of upgrades you can give your bunkers as the Wehrmacht. There's medic bunkers, which at least you've seen in at least one other multiplayer video, which bring back casualties. And then there's machine gun bunkers, which are just like make them like turrets. Oh, we finally got a Firefly, so I guess he managed to build one before his command truck got killed. But there's and the last one is you can build a repair bunker, and it will send out little guys to repair all the vehicles around it. So we've got 2 sticky bombs on this Hetzer. Got artillery coming in, which has forced all these Panzer elite guys to retreat. You see this range on this Firefly is pretty good. Like that, the LT should be back here because his range is pretty far, but he has it on follow, so it's getting all pounded by these guys. See, pretty good range on this Firefly and good penetration. It's dealing a lot of damage to this Tiger tank. I found the best way to deal with the Tiger is you have to have you don't have to, but you have an American player hit it with a bunch of sticky bombs, and that disables the engine. And it's already so slow that if you disable the engine or you damage the engine, normally it can't get away from you. So the guy's calling in artillery. He actually manages to decrew the Nurble-Werfer. So maybe these engineers hop on it.
Cowards attack our forward base.
And he kills all the guys repairing this Panzer IV. So maybe the 25-pounder was a good decision, but this Firefly, I think he must have just misclicked. He must have just clicked the wrong button, because why would he do that? That is like a huge mistake. Losing that Firefly. He's got another Firefly here now, so maybe he was he like topped up on manpower or something? No, I don't know why he did that. That was pretty big mistake. Same thing with this AT gun cruising up here. This is a mistake as well. I'm not sure why. Maybe they're just like, screw it. AT guns are defensive. Like, you can't attack a tank with an AT gun. You just... Where's this AT gun going? You basically are just giving your opponent a free AT gun. So these rifles should throw a sticky bomb at this tank while they... Okay, that was dumb. Should throw a sticky bomb at this Tiger while they have the chance and maybe disable its engine. So we got all these Hetzers. Looks like the British player is not just building Piat guys exclusively. See, Piats, if the enemy sees you, they're really easy to avoid because they're slow, so you can just dodge around them. And we got the Tiger here. It's killed 29 infantry. So that's no joke.
We are losing territory.
So we've got the rifles coming up here to challenge this part of the map for the first time. He should throw a grenade into this machine gun team. There he goes. That might actually kill the whole team. If he had done that immediately, he might have been able to take this point, but I guess he told the guys to cap it first. He should retreat these guys, because there's no way they can kill this thing while it's being repaired by all the sets of guys from all these repair bunkers. At the same time, more fighting over here. The American player built another armored car, which is kind of dumb. But he built an M10, which is not a bad move. He should really get this armored car over here to attack the rear. This M10 is dead. I think he might... Nope. Thought he might get out of there with that M10. American player built a mortar pit. Or a mortar team. So we're seeing like every type of unit. It's 25 pound... Or this howitzer still pounding away. A direct hit on that truck. On that Schwimmwagen. He might actually get a lucky hit on this Tiger. It looks like this Nerval Warfare got decrewed again. Looks like the American player is pushing them back. The British and the American players are pushing them back.
The enemy is
LT is gonna die. So we got an artillery strike being called in on these guys. But the Tiger gets out of there.
We are losing ground.
And none of these grenadiers have any weapons. So they're not going to be able to stop this Firefly. Again, these rifles need to get out of there. They're going to get killed. We got two Fireflies here, but they're not going to be able to kill this. They're not going to be able to kill this Tiger, I don't think, especially not with all these free repairs. We got more guys on the Nerval Warfare. Let's see if these guys will survive. Did that Firefly get out of there? Wow. Didn't Firefly and gets out of there with like 2 health. Maybe this guy doesn't realize that this Tiger's getting repaired by all these troops. So he should get that out of there. Whoa, that was a good shot from the 25 pounder. They damaged the engine, so that'd be a good time now to cruise in there with the Piat guys. But I guess he's not going to do that. So it looks like he's otherwise occupied. This 105 seems to be paying for itself though. It's got 22 kills. I'm not sure if I ever figured out what the British player was. Okay, the British player's Royal Artillery, but for some reason he hasn't actually built any artillery. So maybe he should not have chosen Royal Artillery.
We have a secured sector under attack.
Because if he had chosen Royal Artillery, if he has a 25 pounder, or even just called in a priest, the self-propelled artillery, he could be doing some pretty brutal stuff right now. So the Panzer Elite tries to go take out this guy's base, but they're pushed back. And these Fireflies are repaired now. This Hetzer needs to watch out it doesn't get sticky bombed. Actually, this Firefly needs to watch out because it's getting pounded by these AT guns. A Firefly costs a lot more than a Panzer. Yeah, it was stupid.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
So we have a Nuremberg. I hear Nuremberg somewhere. I'm not sure where the launcher is, but it's getting launched on this little cloud of Piet guys.
One of our sectors has been cut off.
There's the Nuremberg. Man, this Tiger is just like MVP of this game. Nothing can get this middle area as long as this Tiger's here.
Attention! The enemy advances.
Ready for orders.
Armored car, you know, playing with fire here.
Forward supply lines are
See if it can
broken.
escape all these AT guns and stuff. Nope, I think it gets killed. But American players calling in, one of the two is calling in artillery on these bunkers. Now he knows it's here. And this Beggar Tiger just repaired the Panzer IV. So I think the Axis players are looking pretty good because generally speaking, the longer a game goes on, if things are relatively even, it favors the Axis player because the Axis player can just pay money and give all his units veterancy upgrades, and the American player can't. So you kill American units, they get green units, they get non-veteran units like these M10s. But you kill a you kill the Wehrmacht player builds units, they come out veteran. So I'm not sure if all these M10s are a good idea. I would think the American player would be better off building some Shermans. But really surprised the British player hasn't built a 25 pounder. Seems like a no-brainer. He's Royal Artillery. You know the enemy's got all these emplacements here. He could be doing a lot of damage right now. I'm not sure how much money he has. He doesn't really have any money. So maybe that's why. But the Panzer Elite player coming in here, throwing an incendiary grenade at this AT gun.